Harry and Meghan supposedly had this private family reunion with King Charles and Camilla at Highgrove, and according to every outlet, the kids were there. But let's be real and keep it 100. A lot of us are still not buying it. No photos, no video, no sightings, just coordinated media spin and anonymous sources. After everything, this whole story stinks worse than ever. So here's the narrative they're pushing. Harry went first for his Invictus events. Then suddenly reports dropped that Meghan and the children joined for a quiet meeting at Highgrove. First time in 4 years, the grandkids allegedly saw their grandfather. After years of trashing the family, demanding perks, and claiming their lives are in danger in the UK, we're supposed to believe this was a heartfelt reconciliation. The delusion is still wild. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and boost this channel, and thank you for your time. Now back to this mess. But here's where it gets impossible. Look at the timelines. Harry was in Birmingham for the Invictus event. Live reports show him there into the afternoon. Highgrove is over an hour and a half away. King Charles had his own engagement that same afternoon. How exactly did they squeeze in this secret tea with Meghan and the kids? The Royal Grift channel laid it out perfectly. The logistics don't add up. 1 minute Harry's at the NEC, the next he's supposedly at Highgrove with the whole family. Come on. The story flipped fast, right after Harry's court case disaster and that messy BBC interview. Some people are saying this reunion dropped like a distraction, a way to shift attention away from the legal losses, security complaints, and everything else falling apart. They dangle the kids in the story, but once again, zero proof they were even in the country. Think about it. They claimed security was such a big deal they almost didn't come. Then supposedly they sneaked in and out without anyone getting a single photo of the kids. That doesn't add up. If this was genuine, why not release even one controlled picture to shut down the rumors? The silence from the palace and the total lack of independent confirmation makes the whole thing feel staged or exaggerated. Some are calling it straight up damage control or a cover story. And let's talk about the rented kids conversation that refuses to die. Still no proof. Reports claim Archie and Lilibet were there, but zero evidence. No normal family photos, no sightings, nothing. If Meghan was really there with them, why the total blackout? Her brand is all about visibility when it suits her. The lack of any concrete proof, the weird inconsistencies, the way their appearances have always raised questions. These points are still completely valid. I'm not saying it's all fake, but you can't pretend the complete absence of evidence isn't suspicious as hell. I find the Harry and Meghan saga hilarious cause the interracial dating fan club swore that Harry was standing on business, protecting his black queen, and that the royals were desperate and that the royals needed them. Only for them to come crawling back, begging for their royal titles broke AF. Boring Netflix docs and fermented, moldy berry jam isn't gonna pay the bills forever. They're broke. Harry doesn't work, and Meghan has a failed fruit spread business. They'd crawl over glass to get back into the firm as working royals. The fact that they went to England, allegedly dragged their rented kids with them after claiming their lives are in danger, and bowed to Camilla shows just how desperate they are. Harry, a jobless bum-ass man-child, said, "My job is being the king's son, LOL." Meghan Markle is truly a cautionary tale for gold diggers. Any decent woman would run for the hills if a guy with a multi-million-dollar inheritance opened his mouth to ask her to buy him some calm furniture on her credit card. Meghan thought she was getting the soft life, yet ended up being the man, buying couches on her credit card and being forced into a long-term babysitting handler role for a useless, broke drug addict. Now she's trying to make a living off a tarnished title no one gives a fuck about in America, praying for her 10-year sentence to end. Careful what you wish for. In other words, just as we've been saying, his ass has no job and he relies on his titles for an identity, even though they have no use or meaning outside of the institution. It's no wonder there were articles about Meghan being the breadwinner of the family. Poor Meghan, having to hustle to live that soft life. She chose him, and this is what she gets. A man-child who thinks being a full-time dad is a job. No, it isn't. It doesn't pay the bills or put food on the table. And I'm pretty sure the kids have nannies because one of them was on their docuseries, so he can't even be a full-time dad without some help. Lord, if Harry wasn't royal, lots of people would have called him lazy, trailer trash, telling Meghan to divorce him and upgrade her life. Shit, she was better off going after one of the famous soccer players. Queen Elizabeth knew exactly what she was doing when she gave him that title. Just like she knew what she was doing when she gave Meghan the same car that Wallis Simpson used for her wedding. Very, very shady and appropriate for the Undine Spragg call Meghan Markle. And Harry and Meghan absolutely deserved it. Word is she went crying to Charles that Harry was spiraling after the crushing defeat in court, being found out drugging women and the potential for more Andrew 2.0 stories to come out, and being so broke that he was going to harm himself, and that was the only reason Charles agreed to speak to her over Zoom, allegedly meet them in public. At the rate he is going, he'll be remembered as the scandalous second Duke of Sussex, just like the first Duke of Sussex, who is only remembered for unsuitable marriages and illegitimate children. At the end of the day, this still doesn't look like real reconciliation. It looks like another chapter in the same old game, using family as leverage, spinning narratives for PR, and expecting everyone to just believe it without evidence. The king is getting older, the kids, if they're really his grandkids, are growing up, and yet we're still left with more questions than answers. What do y'all think? Are you buying that Meghan and the kids were really there, or does this saga still stink to you? Was it genuine or just more PR deflection? If this resonated with you, stop performing and start healing that toxic relationship with yourself. Link in the description for the ebooks. Thanks for watching. Drop your thoughts below, like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next video.